Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Inside the US Marshals manhunt for escaped murder suspect Vicky White and jailer Vicky White. It was about 3 hours after sheriff's officials in Alabama realized a capital murder suspect and a senior jail official who had taken him for a mental health evaluation had disappeared when Sheriff Rick Singleton called in the US Marshals. At first, law enforcement officials believed the suspect, Vicky White, might have kidnapped Vicky White, the Assistant Director of Corrections for Lauderdale County and a 17-year veteran of the Sheriff's Office, but they quickly learned that her cover story was phony, the mental health evaluation was made up, and a manhunt began. U.S. Marshal Marty Keeley sprung the Gulf Coast Regional Fugitive Task Force into action. The fugitive hunters hit the streets and quickly started gathering leads. Mr. Keeley's account of the 11-day search, in an interview with the Associated Press, is the most detailed and comprehensive account to date of the U.S. Marshal Service investigation in a nationwide manhunt that ended with Vicky White dead, Vicky White back in custody, and law enforcement agencies trying to piece together how the escape could have happened. Co-workers tip-off leads to surveillance video. The task force received its first lead early in the investigation when a fellow jail worker reported that Vicky White had called them and asked the co-worker to pick her up at an Academy Sports Plus outdoors store. Ms. White said she had locked her keys in her car and needed a ride to work, Keeley said. The employee thought it was strange, they would later tell investigators, but wanted to help out a friend. In the parking lot of the sporting goods store, investigators found Vicky White's patrol car, the same vehicle in which she left the sheriff's office hours earlier, with a handcuffed Vicky White in the back seat, according to Keeley. It was also where surveillance video showed she had stashed a getaway vehicle, an orange Ford Edge she had purchased just days before the escape, with a fistful of cash. Family revealed jailhouse romance. The investigators interviewed family members and co-workers, examined financial and other records, and learned from other inmates that Vicky White had a special relationship with Casey and the two were involved in a jailhouse romance, officials have said. Weeks before the escape, she sold her house for $95,000 US, $135,617, far below the market value, sold her car and filed for retirement, Keeley said. Other clues also emerged. She bought men's clothes at a local Kohl's store and had also visited a store that sold sex toys. Tow truck driver's call the search was on for a hulking fugitive, a jailer and their orange car, but investigators had no idea the duo had already made it out of state and were more than 300 kilometers away. Tips flowed into the Marshal Service and sheriff's officials, but nothing panned out until a tow truck driver from Tennessee called. He had towed the Ford Edge 3 or 4 days earlier and it was still in his lot, Keeley said. The task force investigators rushed north to Williamson County, Tennessee. They had the right car, but the next question was, where were Vicky and Casey? Authorities scoured rural Tennessee looking for clues and showing photos of Vicky and Casey. They discovered a home with a few cars and trucks for sale on the lawn, Keeley said. Reed Moore, the homeowner, instantly recognized a photo of Vicky White and helped authorities piece together what had happened. He told investigators he sold Mr. White a Ford F-150 pickup truck for cash. The truck didn't have license plates, but Mr. White didn't care, the man told authorities. During the sale, a woman in an orange Ford pulled up and the two drove off trailing one another, the man told authorities. And the homeowner provided one more clue, the pickup truck's vehicle identification number, or VAN, according to Keeley. The two abandoned the Ford Edge and made their way to Evansville, Indiana, where Vicky White eventually abandoned the pickup in the bay of a car wash. In Evansville, investigators believe, the two paid a homeless man to use his identification to rent them a hotel room, paying cash up front for a 14-day stay. They were living under assumed names in the motel and had acquired a third car, a Cadillac sedan. The manager of the car wash first noticed the abandoned pickup truck on Tuesday, May 3, and realized something was amiss when it was still there the next morning. He called the police, and an officer came out, ran the license plates, took a report and left. The car wasn't stolen, and to the local police, there was nothing they could do. Short pursuit ends in tragedy. A break came on Sunday because the officer had written the van in a report. Keeley's team spotted it as they checked databases. The fugitive team descended on Evansville, working with fellow deputy marshals in Indiana. Surveillance video from the car wash showed the Cadillac. Task.